Hey everybody, I just wanted to take today to make another motivational video for you guys, and I decided to change the scenery up a little bit. I wanted to show you guys the top of the mountain. So imagine this mountain is your goal, okay? Any goal that you have in your life. And there was a start at the bottom of this mountain. I started, and as you can see down from the top, you know, it's a pretty long distance. But you know, after all the effort I put in, these are the rewards that I get. You know, to get to see the top and to get away from the world and to have silence and to see the beauty from up here. These are the rewards from accomplishing a goal. You know, and every goal has a start. And although it may be difficult, although it may be hard, and although it may take a long time, when you get to the top of your mountain, the rewards are worth it. You know, I want you today. You know, I have a new series that I'm coming out with that I want to help people develop their specific goals to their life. And in this series, it's going to be kind of like a competition between other people, and there's going to be a prize at the end. But before we get to that series of making our actual plan for our goals, I wanted to take today to explain to you something that I feel is extremely important. And that is to understand that our life has value and that it's extremely short. Life expectancy for the average person today in the world is 66 years. You know, if I subtract that from my 28, that's almost half of my life. And you know, when I actually wrote that down on a piece of paper and I looked at it, I sat back and I was like, you know, the day that I die, when I stand in front of God and I'm like, you know, God, the first half of my life, I didn't understand what I was doing. You know, I didn't listen to my heart. You know, can I get that back? Can I go back? He's gonna say no. You know, your life's already over. You only get one life to live. You don't get to go back. You don't get to change your choices. You know, I'm starting to understand more and more as I get older the importance of listening to your heart and your feelings and your emotions, and doing the things that fill you up and not the things that drain you. You know, I've been on the top of the world, I've been on the bottom of the world. I've had a lot, I've had a little. And one thing I realize is that no amount of money or items or possessions or no amount of people can make me feel whole. You know, there's things that fill you and there's things that drain you. There's two types of people. There's people that bring value to your life and that push you to be better, and that see you for who you are, and they don't expect you to be anything different. They don't expect you to look different or act different. They don't expect you to be a certain color or a certain sex. You know, they like you for who you are, and those people bring value to your life. You know, they don't use you for anything. They're just there, and they want to spend time with you, and they want to share the company of seconds and minutes together with you. And then there's other people who drain you. You know, you're never good enough. You're never perfect enough, and anything that you could ever do is never gonna make them happy. And those people, they suck the soul out of your life, and you wonder why you feel so bad, why you don't feel happy, why you feel no joy in your life, because you don't recognize what your heart's telling you. You don't recognize what your emotions are telling you. You know, we weren't trained on emotions as we were kids growing up. You know, everything's fast-paced. You have a child, and you know, most parents don't know how to raise a child. You know, they don't know how to explain what your emotions are. So we never really learn how to follow those. And today, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about cutting out all the things in your life before you make your goals, before you go to the next step. Is cutting out the things in your life that drain you. You can't be afraid. So many people are afraid to move on to the next thing. They're afraid to remove something in their life because they're so used to filling their life with instant gratifications. Whether it's people or money or sex or drugs or alcohol or whatever it is, they're so used to using those instant gratifications, but what they don't realize is that it has no substance. Is that the cup that they're filling has holes in it. And what they're putting in it is liquid, and it's going right through those holes. You know, it fills it up for a second, but eventually it drains out. But the other people that you put in your life that give you substance and value and that love you for who you are, Those are the people that make you feel full. When you sit in their presence and you know, you just have a feeling like this aura around you that says, you know what, this person is good for me. Those are the people that you need to have in your life and the things that you need to have in your life. And until you have those, don't just settle for what you have right now. You know, live your life trying to find those things and put those things in your life and keep them there. Because that's what's going to make you feel full. Because when you die at the end of your life and you go, you know what, I cut everything out of my life that day, and you know, the first 28 years of my life, they were horrible, they were hard, they were difficult, I didn't know what I was doing, but after I cut everything out of my life that drained me and took away my value, eventually, you know, for the rest of my life, I spent gathering things that bring value to my life and that make me happy, and then I feel whole with. You know what, I may regret the first half of my life, but I will not regret the second half. I will not regret every next year that I have in my life. Because you know what? 66 is the average life expectancy, but that doesn't mean that you're going to make it to that. You could die tomorrow or the next day or the next week or the next year and not know it. So why waste any more of your time with things that drain you and hurt you? Spend today. Write down your age. Subtract it from 66. See how many years you have left and reflect on whether or not the years that you've already lived were of value and worth and they had substance to them. Because if they didn't, then you need to change something.
In the night sky like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. Could we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now.